Well, welcome back everyone. This video is about get to know me, get to know him, and get to know her. All of us. You're going to get to know us a lot better. So stay tuned. All right, here we go.
All right, question one is, we want to get to know you a little bit better. Tell us something about you.
Oh, get to know me. Oh.
Yes.
Well, I'm originally from Indiana.
Boo.
Moved to Tennessee.
Boo.
And I moved here because I have a rare nerve disease and the climate was better here for me here in Tennessee. The rare nerve disease is called RSD, also known as CRPS. I'll leave a link in the description of the website that you can go to check all about this disease out. It destroyed my feet and it's moved into my hands and partially in my back. So the climate was better here for us by the doctor's recommendations. So that's why we moved here.
Next question. How many kids do you have?
We have 5 boys.
What's their ages?
Well, the oldest one was born in 1985. Oh, have mercy.
From 35 to 27? Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
What'd you do for a living?
I started out years ago working at a Target to raise money for Christmas presents when the boys were little. And I've also worked at a Pizza Hut to help out. Then later on, I went to work at a hospital in the laundry department, starting out washing all the sheets and stuff for the hospital. And I saw a chance to advance myself, so I became a security officer. And I did that for 5 years at a hospital in Indiana. And things happened in the ER that really bothered me and disturbed me. So I switched off and went to another hospital in Indiana and went into housekeeping. And I did that for what, a year and a half, or right about a year, I guess, somewhere around there. Then I decided to go to work at a school system where I can make more money. So I went to work for a middle school in Indiana. And then when my father got sick, and as he got older, things were harder on him. So I switched jobs to a school closer to home, being a custodian, until I had to have some foot surgery done, and that's when all this nerve disease came out. And after that, I became retired.
All right. I guess me and Susan first started dating in July the 2nd, 1982. Got married August the 7th, 1985. Had 5 boys. We moved from Indiana down here because of her health, to help her get along better and take less medicine and stuff. As for me, I've worked several different jobs. My first job out of high school was changing tires at a tire company. I left there and went to become a manager at a leather tanning factory until the owner died and they sold out. And then I went to work for a big U-pick farm in Indiana, and I worked there for 17 years as farm foreman and assistant manager. While I was doing that, I was also helping her dad farm his farm, which I've helped him since me and her have been married. I left Joe Huber's farm and restaurant in Starlight, Indiana, and went to a job in Jeffersonville working for a semi-truck tire shop, changing tires. I did road service for the first year and a half. After that, I was second shift manager and shop foreman. And I was also over the night service. I was there for 11 years. I was there for 11 years. I left that job, went to work for another tire store as operation manager. I worked there until they sold out to a different company. I left there, took a year off to spend with her. Then I went to work for Rural King for a year. Left there, to move down here with her to help her with her health condition. Why did she start the YouTube channel? She can answer that.
I started a YouTube channel because when I first got diagnosed with this nerve disease and I knew what the outcomes were, what was going to happen, pretty well I knew what was going to happen. I got really depressed. I've always thought handicapped people or anybody with a disability were just kind of useless. They didn't have nothing to do. All you can do is sit around, watch TV, play on the computer, and different things like that. And I learned there was places I could still go to and things I could still do. So I talked it over with Jim and see what his opinion was. I wanted to start a channel to show people with a disability that life's not over and we're not useless people, and to kind of point out all the handicap accessible places, and also to kind of let people know that in parking lots where there's a handicap parking spot, only the person with a disability, that person with a disability should be in that vehicle. If you're not in that vehicle with you, then don't use that spot. Those are people with a disability, not just so you can get closer to the building and get in quicker, especially when it's raining. That is one of the biggest pet peeves I have. I do not like it, and I wish that people would be fined and ticketed, but it's not always the case. I found out when I was a security officer, they said the laws are not stiff enough for that. There is nothing they can do. And it's a sad situation. And I started YouTube to kind of help, raise awareness for people. And I knew eventually I would probably might start making some money. And I thought, what can I do with that was good? And that's why I leaned towards starting the Patreon account and the PayPal account, where I can donate 100% of that to a local church or organization to help out someone with a disability. Because the supplies we need, the things we need, are not easy to get to. And everybody doesn't understand that insurance does not pay for everything out there. And when I needed a handicap ramp, there was no one to help us but us. He built it, he paid for the lumber, he paid for it all, and he built it. We didn't have that help or assistance. And I want to make sure some people out there get that help. And the money I make from YouTube or the super chats, now that goes back into the channel to provide gas so I can go out and find these places and show them to you and the things that you can do. But as far as PayPal and Patreon, 100% that goes to help someone. I believe in paying it forward instead of keeping it all to myself. But that's why I started YouTube, to bring awareness about handicap accessible places and to help people with a disability. And that's the whole goal and meaning behind my channel.
Alright, the reason I'm on YouTube is some once in a while Susan has a little problem with anxiety, or what's the other word I'm looking for? Anxiety and I can't think of it.
I have depression.
Depression. So once in a while on her live chat she gets bummed out, so I jump in there to help her out. I'm not here to take the channel away from her. I want her to do it. I want her to continue. That's why when you say, hey, how can you afford to give 100% to Patreon, PayPal to handicap? How can you afford to give your sticker? Because I back the channel. I back everything she does. I back the gas. I give my time to take her riding where she can get her tapes, cameras, whatever she needs. I buy. Subscribers don't buy them. But I did tell her that if she got any super chat or any money from YouTube, we would put that money back into the channel. So if anybody does want a sticker, email her. We will send you one. We have another 100 coming in here in another week or two. Mm-hmm. Hopefully they'll be here. But I just jump in there to help her out. I'm not here to take the channel away from her. I let her enjoy it, do what she wants to do. Now, as far as the craziest thing that me and her has ever done, I'll let her answer that.
What would that?
I don't know, just whatever.
I guess it was. I think to me the craziest thing we ever did was before we were dating. You had that big Army military truck.
Oh, yes.
A military type truck that was jacked up 4-wheel drive thing. And we went out to a friend of his place, and we went 4-wheeling in the creeks with this big, what do you call that, military?
A deuce and a half running gear with a Chevy pickup on top of it.
He was crazy before we met. He built things, and we had fun.
I guess the craziest thing was I took Susan for a ride in the truck because I had to pick her up and put her in it. And then we're out riding around that night, and the boy's like, "Hey, Jim, gun it." And I'm like, "Why?" He said, "We're going straight up." And I'm like, "Ain't there a pond there?" And he goes, "Yeah." I said, "If we get stuck, you got to go get the dozer and pull us out." We got 2/3 of the way to it, and you could open, the water was almost coming in the windows, so we had to bail out, get on the bed, and let him go get the dozer. And he got to wait out there and hook the chain up. I didn't. That's probably the craziest thing we've done in our younger days.
But that was fun. That was good old country fun. We knew how to have fun out in the country.
And in case anybody's wondering what my John Deere shirt's for, my buddy Schickster up in Ohio on Schick Happens, Schickster loved John Deere, so I thought I'd wear my shirt tonight for him and show him John Deere. Now his buddy CJ likes Kubotas. We won't get into that tonight. We'll get into that later.
But look.
But, you know, I do. When I was farming for everybody, the best tractor I ever had was a John Deere. Now, you got Kubota in there, you got Kubota in there. That's about the only two, really, that I like. Now, Susan, what's your favorite movie?
Gone with the Wind. Hands down.
Yeah, hands down.
But the boys called it the punishment movie. Anytime they disbehaved, I made them sit on the couch and I popped the tape in, or DVD. Of course, back then we had VHS. And I would pop that in. I said, "Boys, we're going to sit down and watch a good movie." And next thing you know, one by one, they looked like dominoes. Of course, our boys were all stair-stepped anyway. And then one by one, they would all fall down on the couch and on each other sleeping.
As far as movies, I don't really watch movies. I watch a lot of TV shows, and I watch a lot of YouTube on my phone, but that's about it. When I worked, I just never did like watching TV because I work, sleep. On my days off, I spend time with her and the kids and mow the yard and stuff like that. And there was a question asked if I clipped Susan's toenails. No, I do not clip her toenails. I'm not that stupid yet. I know that would hurt me in the long run.
Abby down there went, "Hmm?"
Where would you like to go for weekend destination? That was a question asked.
I mean, one day I'd eventually like to see the beach. I mean, something like Myrtle Beach. But
I can pull it up on internet and show you.
But really, I don't want to go out west. I had a friend that when she graduated from high school, she moved to Arizona, and she lived out right at Flagstaff, Arizona, and she married a Indian out there, and she was a teacher on the reservation, and she told me everything about what the different tribal ceremonies and different things they did, and that just sounds so pretty and cool. So one day I eventually like to go out to Arizona around Flagstaff and check it out. But that's, I mean, I always want to see what it looked like out west, the Grand Canyon and all that. And that's why we were going to take off in the RV and go. Yeah, it's a big hole, but I want to see it.
Okay, I guess the two things I want to see is I got to go to John Deere museums, look at John Deere's. I love John Deere's.
Oh, we're going to go to Illinois for that.
And then the second thing is, I forgot to tell you guys, I was a volunteer fireman for 12 years. Probably 6 or 7 of them years, we lived right next to the fire department, so I was usually the first guy out. The last 3-4 years I was on the fire department, I was assistant chief, so, you know, between working, spending time with her and kids, I was also a fireman, so that's roughly what I did. But I'd like to go check out a couple of fire museums with the old fire trucks, the old hoses and nozzles and fire extinguishers and stuff like that. And then what's the next question we had?
And we used to help out when the fire department had their big fish fry and raise money for that. But when he was a fireman, when he was out on a run, if it was at night, this gal did not get no sleep. I'll tell you that. I know where Jerry Holly and his wife, how they experienced all that.
All right, now for the fun stuff. A lot of you subscribers do not know who Gus is when we're talking about Gus, and I'm putting Gus down. Gus is a puppet created by Art of RVing when this whole lockdown started to bring cheer and laughter to everybody's life. Gus is a crabby camper. He loves all women, but he hates us men with a passion. So everything we do say about Gus is about it's all fun and games. And the same way with CJ from Chick Happens or Shookster, if I get on Susan's live stream and you see him talking about her earrings or lipstick or her shirt don't match or something like that, it's all fun and games. Nobody's taking anything seriously, so we do not want to do anything to hurt anybody's feelings.
Love you, Gus.
Gus, we'll get in you later. But I just want everybody to understand, it's all fun and games. Nobody's out there to make anybody mad or get their feelings hurt or anything. So when you hear us talking about Gus, we're just talking about Puppet. He talks about us. It's just all fun and games, just to make everybody laugh and have fun. Same way with Shit Happens. Now, Gus, as far as you, I want to get to know you challenge, Gus. I want to know everything about Gus. Where you live at. If you were married, how come your wife is not with you no more? If you take care of women so good, what happened to your wife? What kind of RV do you have, Gus? Do you ever plan on leaving your house and going anywhere else? How about it, Gus? I think me and you could hook up together, dude. We need to go out and find us some good women.
I challenge you, Gus, to tell us about you.
Yeah, Gus. I want to know if you were married or not before. And so, what happened?
So, Gus from the Art of RVing, you are challenged.
I would like to have this in the next 2 weeks, Gus. Look for me Friday night on live stream, Gus. I'll be there talking about you. Also, like I said, if anybody wants a sticker, please email Susan. We'll get them in the mail at no charge.
Email address is newhorizons1985@yahoo.com. And someone asked me what the meaning is of 1985. That was the year we got married.
Yes, it was. That's the year we got married.
And Abby, she's a Basset Beagle. We raised her. We adopted her. When she was 7 months old, someone dumped her out along the highway, and she wandered up on her back deck. And Jim was getting ready to go to work, and he said, "Susan, come here quick. There's a doggy out here."
Look, I want you to get up here and say, "Hi, Gus. We need to hook up."
And so we adopted Abby. We took her to the vet and got her all checked out. Now, Abby is now 8 years old. Abby does have some medical issues. She has extreme allergies. And she does have these knots that form on the side. She's had some of them surgically removed several times, different ones. And they will bust open and drain out. And if they don't heal up right, then that's when they go in and operate and cut them out. And she's got one now getting ready to rupture, so we're really keeping an eye on her right now. But she's a Basset Beagle. She just lost her brother, Frosty,
Hey, Gus.
November of last year due to severe seizures. He was a Shih Tzu Maltese, a little white one. And so she's had some really extreme separation anxiety since she lost him.
This is for Gus. Hi, Gus. How you doing, Gus? Bye-bye, Gus.
But this is Miss Abby, and she's on the sticker because she's a big part of my channel and a big part of our lives. So that's it for now. I challenged the Gus from the Art of RVing to tell us a little bit about you so we can get to know you better.
Yeah, Gus. I think Blue Wave and Camper Life and Jerry Holler and Steve Turtle would like to get to know you better.
So that's it for now. I hope you know a little bit more about us. If you have any questions, put them in the comment, and I'll leave a link in the description about my nerve disease, RSD, also known as CRPS. So I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.